Look!
Listen.
Taylor.
It's Look, Listen, Cast, the Geese Guyera, episode 56 with Taylor. This time we're talking about Horizons, episode 13 of the Pokemon anime. Welcome to a podcast about the Pokemon anime Horizons every single Friday and other things. Clambos, welcome all. This week we got a fun little cute episode. At first I was scared that it was just going to be a giant clip show and a terrible episode, but they turned it around.
It's interesting because last episode started out bad and ended up good. This episode started out bad and ended up good.
You got him.
I spoke too soon on the Tumbo front.
Oh, no.
No, you did not. Think about the glorious nation of Japan being at your back.
It's an island nation. But Geese has got tumbo troubles, I'm sorry, so she may run off to the bathroom. Who's to say? Taylor.
Yes.
This is not a video game news podcast. That being said, I just learned about a video game called Sea of Stars.
Yes.
Are you kidding me? From the developers of The Messenger, one of top games of that year easily. So I knew there was a demo out. I heard somebody talk about it. It's going live on Game Pass and PlayStation Plus Extra.
August 29th.
It's got the composer for Chrono Cross, Chrono Trigger. Are you kidding me? Xenoblade?
Have you played the demo yet?
No, I'm just now hearing about it.
I played it with Eric yesterday. So I want to hear your thoughts whenever you play it. I will definitely play the game when it comes out. Soundtrack goes from, it's such a fine line between trying too hard and being sick.
But it's the composer of Chrono Trigger, Taylor.
It's very good. Well, it's hard with like such spiritual successor vibes to something.
Here's all I hope.
Yeah. Oh. No, go ahead. Yes, Geese.
All right, Geese. Here's what I hope, because in the Messenger you go from 8-bit to 16-bit / 32-bit. I hope in the middle of this game it turns into PS1 graphics, and I'm gonna lose it.
Oh, that would be very sick.
Just clunky Final Fantasy VII. Oh, that'd be so good.
If it turned from full pixel art to pre-rendered background, I would buy a copy even if it was free on PlayStation. That wouldn't matter.
It's on PS Plus Extra. Uh-oh. Geese turned her hat around. Grimace is no longer smiling, so you know
Grimace has left the building.
You look like you want to talk, Geese. How about we move right on along to watching Playin Goofin, Eatin, and you tell us about Spellcast and potato salad.
I want to hear all about your Eatin. No better time to talk about somebody's food adventures than when they're having some severe gastrointestinal distress.
I had Chick-fil-A not but 2 hours prior and instant regret.
Not but.
Would that it have been farther in the past.
But a boy grown. Oh, okay. I'm jumping ahead a little bit.
Okay, all right.
Final Fantasy 16, incredibly sick.
Very sick.
Internal number score going up easily in the low 9s right now. Big problem I have story-wise.
Yeah.
And this is going to sound hypocritical because I'm always talking about how sick I find all these Japanese mediums that just rip off Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
There's way too much lifted directly from Game of Thrones. I know they said it was their inspiration, but you can't have the same plot lines and character designs and, here's the prince in love with... You can't. It's annoying at a point.
They are very... At least they're not trying to hide it.
At least they said.
Yeah, at least they didn't say, oh, that's just coincidence. Oh, yeah, I read one of the books 10 years ago. Like, they're...
I read it before it was cool.
Yeah. I'm okay with it just because I think it led to that amazing demo. That's still one of the best demos I've ever played. I can't imagine a time that I felt more excited about playing a game than I did after that demo.
Yeah, and again, I would call it the beginning of the game more than I would call it a demo. Yeah, I'm fine with the beginning of the game. It's later stuff that's bothering me when it's just exact character models. But
they should have just said play the prologue. That would have been pretty easy. But yes, Final Fantasy 16, amazing. I don't understand the detractors. Furthermore, I don't understand the complaints. I know I brought this up to you last week about the lack of RPG elements, and you actually broke it down in a way that made a lot of sense for me. So that clicked. I just don't understand what people think they're getting after following the trajectory of Final Fantasy. They've always done this. Like, they've always distanced themselves from whatever was like the comfortable pick with a combat system or game system.
It was interesting, and I suppose this is similar to 13, where the word Phoenix Down came up, and I thought, oh my god, I just realized there's not a Phoenix Down. There's an item you get later that works like an auto revive, but it was just surprising to think, oh, right, I can't use a Phoenix Down because your party members are never going to die.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. I'm sorry. I know in 13 you choose who you play as, but it still works where lightning dies, game over, right? The other characters can die.
Ooh,
I think that's how it works.
I think she can die. I can't
Really?
remember, which is very weird. I was watching somebody play through a lot of the Final Fantasies on YouTube, and they were saying, thank you, reporter Geese Beat. I'm in the minority in having played not only all of the Final Fantasy 13 series to completion, but Final Fantasy Type O HD.
Yeah, we've talked about that before. All right, sick. Now back to Geese's talking. Geese, why don't you please tell us about Spellcast, the game you've been playing this week?
Ooh.
It is a activity on Discord. Basically Boggle, where you have to like make a word by connecting letters that are next to each other. You know what Boggle is? Do I have to explain what Boggle is?
Yes, for the people at home that don't know what it is.
Never watched King of the Hill?
You just connect letters and make words. I don't know.
Wait, you don't know either?
I've been told it's what Boggle is. I don't think I've ever played Boggle.
I have to explain Boggle? I don't know.
And yeah, you make words out of letters. I play it with Aaron, and he's really good at it, and I keep losing to him, and it makes me mad.
Do you prefer, when you're playing a game for the first time, do you prefer somebody to take it easy on you or just go crazy as hard as they can?
I think somewhere in between.
Taylor is the worst to play competitive games with because if he is even remotely not winning, you might as well not play because he's not even going to try. It's
so I would say that's kind of miscategorizing when I get frustrated. I don't care if I win or lose, right? I would have never been able to have any kind of successful competitive career in a sport had I not been okay with winning. Or not, not been okay with it. So if I am playing a game and I'm being beaten consistently and I don't feel that I have the ability to improve
immediately
in it, so I wouldn't say immediately because I mean I was playing Blaze Blue a lot, right? So if I don't feel like I can improve in a meaningful way that's worth my time, then I just totally lose interest in it. I don't want to play.
Well, I remember because Nidhogg is one of the most fun games to ever play, and I tried to play with Taylor, and I won a couple times, and then he just wouldn't even try, and it was terrible.
That had nothing to do with you winning.
Oh my God.
That was those games. So that, and I actually was talking about this recently. That and Dive Kick give me too much anxiety. Win or lose, I'm having a panic attack. So I just can't do it.
Dive Kick's so much fun too. It's basically any game that's incredibly fun, Taylor's gonna hate. Geese, did we ever tell you about all our little Smash Brothers stories? How
Some.
Oh, I hope you're going to talk about.
Well, there's two things I wanted to say, and then one escaped me. But
the Codesters.
No, we're not going to tell the Codester story.
Oh, those are good stories. We don't have
time for the Codesters.
Those are good stories.
But like in the early days of Smash, before Ultimate, with Smash 4, we'd be getting so upset.
Oh, they were great.
Forget Taylor's slamming the power button on the Wii U gamepad. The end of
Oh
a
yeah,
game.
I turn off the
my
Wii U.
God.
Oh god, Michael and I would both get so salty, and then we would both do the
Okay.
same thing where we'd be really mad, but we'd be like, "Okay, let's play another one."
No. Here's my biggest problem with Taylor, and this was something in Ultimate, and I hated it so much. If I try my absolute hardest, okay, I'm doing real good in Smash. I'm making all these correct decisions, doing reads, doing all this hard work, and I win. Keep in mind, Taylor wins more games over me than I win over him. Okay, so I beat Taylor. I feel good about the match. What does Taylor do every single time? It's always, this is Taylor talking. He always says, "Oh man, I played horribly. Oh, I made so many mistakes." Every time. To
So
just
now-
immediately negate any good decision or good playing I had. It's
Well-
immediately Taylor. Taylor, every time, this is how Taylor plays Smash. It's not Michael won, it's Taylor lost. Every time.
So again,
Wow.
well, you would do the same thing where you'd be like, "Oh man, that's lame. Ah, that's cheap.
I've never used the word lame or cheap in my life.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah, that's fair. Anyway, that's also not something that's unique to Smash for me. So that
Yeah,
is a
you seem-
carryover from. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Geese. Yes, Geese.
You
Geese?
seem
Yes, Geese.
you seem competitive.
It's not competitive in the nature that I want to win. It's competitive in that I am constantly disappointed with my performance no matter what, and I always need to be better than myself. I don't know. That could be related to swimming, where you're not necessarily competing against other people as much as you are yourself.
Geese, you going to talk about your potato salad, or are we giving up on your potato salad?
I'll talk about it. Oh, the tongue hurts. Okay, so
You can do it.
Sunday, we celebrated my mom's birthday.
Happy birthday,
we
Mrs.
had-
Peep.
We had a
Happy
bunch of
birthday,
food.
Madam Peep.
Taylor's birthday's in a week.
It's true.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
And we had food, including potato salad, but it wasn't my favorite potato salad because it was Giant brand potato salad and not Costco brand, which is objectively better, but it was still good. We also had pasta salad, which is yum, yum, yum. And we had other things that I
Uh-oh.
can't remember.
Oh, you're going to say that I
Wow.
can't disclose. Clambo's my eating this week. Unfortunate news. I had a strong craving for some boneless buffalo wings from Buffalo Wild Wings because it was buy one, get one free wing Thursdays or whatever. But
Oh,
the
nice.
thing is, you look at the prices, you're not getting anything free. You're paying, I would say, more than it's worth, even with BOGO Day. But anyway, I got my classic standby, honey barbecue. They were okay. And then I normally get a hot flavor, whether it's just wild or regular hot. This time I tried a new flavor. It was under the hot banner called Thai curry. And I thought, well, I like Thai curry. This must be delicious. Clambo's, I'm sad to report the Thai curry boneless wings at Buffalo Wild Wings. Not good. Not great.
I've
It was
had
disappointing.
really bad experiences with them lately not putting enough sauce on anything.
You should have the option to add more sauce, which is what I should have done.
Or just a regular amount of sauce. We get ramen from a place that's really close to us. It's pretty good, but they never give you enough broth. And I want to, at one point, say, can you put a normal amount of broth? But I feel like they're just going to be mad at me and just say, oh, we measured out the broth with a ladle that we had. Something.
So sad. And also, the Indian buffet is becoming a staple of my diet. I'm seeing the regulars Clambos eating so many samosas. Yum, yum, yum.
Oh, God. Indian buffets are so good.
Taylor, talk about gonna make me a sandwich.
This darn... that's a reference to this guy who does a steak... He has a steak YouTube channel. And he has the exact same method of speaking and the same cadence in at least every other sentence. And I don't even know how to describe how it makes me feel. However, this darn episode made me... Okay. I watched it.
Your mic had completely fallen, Taylor. So.
Yeah, I don't. It's like Olympus in that one movie. I don't know what to do because I'm sitting there. All right. Okay. Actually, Clambo, sit down.
No.
I'm going to tell you a story.
Hold on. It's like Olympus in that one movie is good enough for a stand-up set. So you need to write that one down.
I'm at my mom's doctor's appointment, and they say we can't begin the procedure, the surgery. She's already down for the count, I guess. We can't begin it until you're here because people have been abandoning patients. So they just drop them off and say, hey, and then they have to transport the patients to hospital. So new policy, got to be there. So I'm sitting there watching the episode of Pokes, stuck in the waiting room, waiting for the procedure. Procedure takes 3.5 hours. I have to watch these little kids, spoilers, construct the most elaborate, tasty-looking sandwiches. And I love sandwiches. I love them. All I'm doing is thinking about how I need to go to a grocery store, buy some big old loaf of bread, bunch of lettuce, bunch of different meats and cheeses, and just get to going with some red wine vinegar and some oregano and just go crazy. I get my mom. My mom's still a little loopy from anesthesia. She's in the car.
She needs seafood.
She needs a big old catfish.
I remember that story.
Yeah.
Instead of dropping her off at the house, my desire to have a sandwich is so great that I take her to a grocery store and leave her in the car while I get
my
sandwich
God.
ingredients.
They're going to break the window and save your mother. You
No,
can't leave
she's
a
fine. She's
mother
fine.
in the hot car.
So that's all I care about. I don't care about any other food I've had. Have I cooked stuff? Probably. Have we ordered stuff from restaurants? Also, yes. Did we have a gigantic dinner party full of homemade Turkish food? We sure did. Do I remember any of it? No. Why? Because all I'm doing is thinking about the sandwich I'm going to have as soon as we're done.
God, I'm so hungry. We're recording this later than normal, so this is going to be a tough one to get through hunger-wise.
I haven't eaten either in solidarity.
Clambos, we pretty much already talked about Final Fantasy 16. I played it so much yesterday that my stupid hands hurt because stupid DualSense. I normally only play a couple hours a day, so my hands never get a chance to hurt from the DualSense. But yesterday, I had to really do a bunch of finger stretches and arm pulls and whatnot to stop them from having any pain. But I'm blasting through it. I think I'm 80 or 75% done. So maybe in the next couple days I'll beat it. I'll try really, really hard.
I think you're farther along than I am.
I haven't done anything since we talked. It was just there was that cutscene, and now there's a million side quests. And then, Clambos, real quick, organizing so many shinies. I'm just moving pokes from Go to Home to BDSP to Sword and Shield to Scarlet and Violet, just scooping and moving and evolving and changing. It's something fun though.
Beyond Diamond Special Pearl. Easy.
Yeah. Taylor, do you want to very quickly discuss Foundation before we move on to Poke News of the Week?
Oh, I guess I should. Foundation's really interesting, and I was looking up some other opinions, which kind of validated my own, so I feel better about saying this. If you watch Foundation, the first episode has, very much like Silo, a very well-written female lead. I'm a huge fan of that. I like very natural, inclusive casting into that too. Do those characters have the worst plot line? Yes. Is the only one worth watching the Genetic Dynasty? Also yes. Point is, watch it for Lee Pace. Stay for Lee Pace.
Very sick.
Aaron.
He's not here.
Aaron.
Yeah, I don't know. Are you
Aaron
calling
is not on this
for Aaron?
podcast. I'm sorry.
Thank you for the
Please,
boilerplate.
I'm ill.
I'm ill.
Aaron is a big...
This is a family podcast, Geese.
A big old man.
Aaron is a big Foundation fan. He likes the books, plural, question mark.
Whoa.
And I don't think
You added some extra consonants to that.
Can you
word.
say just Geese? Can I get a clean books one more time?
busks?
Whoa, Taylor. Family podcast.
Eh?
books. Aaron is a big fan of the books, and I don't think he was particularly impressed by the series.
That is the general consensus from what I've read, which makes me want to read the books.
But I do love Lee Pace.
Who doesn't? He's so good.
Lee Pace now presenting Poke News of the Week.
Poke News of the Week.
Clambos,
Nice
welcome
job,
to Poke
Geese.
News of the Week. Guess what? we're getting a Froakie Community Day, August 13th, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. local time. You better catch your 3 shinies so you can get all 3, Froakie, Frogadier, and Greninja.
Which one is Froakie?
He's the little frog from Kalos, from France. He's blue.
Oh, Le Franc. He's not the poison one, right?
I don't know. He's not poison.
Toxicode. Toxic Toad.
Toxicode, yep. Greninja, his shiny is so sick, Clambos. Look it up if you don't know. I'm very excited about this shiny Community Day. Also, hey, Clambos, Pokemon Worlds is starting the day this episode goes live, or the day before because Japan is in the future, in Yokohama. Geese knows Yokohama. She's been there.
I've been there.
You better keep your ear to the ground, or whatever the phrase is, Clambos, because I'm sure some cool news will be announced very shortly. All right, how about we move on to the episode of Pokemon Horizons?
I'm sorry, I was looking up, I'm trying to find pictures of Froakie. I
have
love Froakie.
Bad news. I stumbled upon the Sylvan family's Instagram account, and now I just want to get a cute little seal family.
Geese loves Sylvanian families, and every waking hour of her time in Japan was spent looking at Sylvanian families and wanting to purchase them, and then talking herself out of purchasing them.
I should have gone the toilet.
So you don't mean the Sylvan Learning Center?
I believe that's in Texas, isn't it?
I don't know.
It was a chain. They had them here too.
A chain.
Okay.
I love my local chain.
They're little figurines of critters. Okay, so I have one of a bunny, and she comes with a school desk and a backpack. I really wanted to get the bunny with the toilet, and I talked myself out of it, even though it was like $8.
Oh my god!
And
her and Aaron both. Oh, so bad about that.
Yes, I should have listened to Michael. I should have just gotten it. It was only $8. The thing is, they're twice as expensive in the US.
Oh, yeah, I can see why you didn't get the thing you wanted for less money than you would have paid otherwise.
So many things in Japan Aaron wanted and just wouldn't pull the trigger. He flies across the country and won't spend $7 to get some game he's going to love.
The video game thing was stupid because they were so cheap. I don't know why he didn't do that. My excuse was that, I don't need this. I wouldn't want this.
And I said, yes, you do. Yes, you will.
Yeah, if the act of buying it makes you happy, money well spent.
I should have gotten it, and I regret it every day of my life, and I will until the day I die.
Taylor, you were saying?
Yes. When we go
you interrupted somebody to tell them you were saying.
That just reminds me of the amount of times I've been woken up by people, and this has happened in different relationships, where they wake me up and ask me if I'm asleep, and I just think, you clearly, this isn't, I'm a pretty deep sleeper. It's not like I wake up if somebody shifts. You tried to wake me up.
Objection.
Sustained.
God. Wait,
I wish I wasn't playing the defense and the judge, because I just ruled in your favor.
Yes.
Okay, so back to what I was going to say. We go to Turkey. Guncan is from Turkey.
Question
yes.
from from me.
Yes, I'll allow it.
I actually have no idea the context of this story you're jumping into. What?
It'll become clear in but a moment.
I don't have the time for a moment.
As soon as we go to Turkey, the currency in her mind switches to lira, because that's what she grew up with. She earns dollars, but she's spending lira.
Question? Take a wild stab in the dark here.
I'll allow it.
I'm guessing, this is just a guess from me. My guess is $1 United States dollar worth a lot more than 1 Turkish lira.
You would be correct, Your Honor.
Thank you. Defense, you may rest your case.
Sustained.
Have a nice day.
I declare a mistrial.
So we go to Turkey, and she won't spend money on anything because she says it's too expensive. Because Turkish inflation is the worst in the world, right? And she just keeps saying, no, I can't do this because it's overpriced. And I keep saying, you don't understand. This is $1. You're buying a pair of shoes for $20, and they're made out of leather. And she says that's too expensive.
Your Honor, may I approach the bench?
Allow it. I mean, sustain. I'll allow it.
I'm going to have to run defense on Gunken. So here's the thing. She's probably right that it is too expensive. If you travel to a country, because I've told this story before, but for some reason, a YouTube rabbit hole started showing me videos of people in India, even though I have no interest in Indian culture or ever visiting India. But I end up watching all these Indian vlogger videos or foreigners in India. So the people who are vlogging are not from India. They travel to India and live there. Unimportant. But the thing is, if you just go over there and you hear a price and you go, oh, okay, then you are throwing your money away. And actually, I guess this gets into a weird conversation because if you do that, then that's going to hurt more tourists who are being ripped off. But then I guess some people may argue, it's not a lot of money in USD anyway. Just let yourself get ripped off. Anyway, in all these videos, he's always talking about how not to get ripped off, saying, okay, you should be paying 50 rupees for this. So when they say it costs 20,000 rupees, you're being ripped off. Even if that 20,000 rupees, I don't know if that's a good, I should have used different numbers.
Yeah, let's just say it's like 50 cents versus $5.
Right. Thank you. So, but convert it to rupees in your mind. They're saying, oh, this is $20 US worth of rupees. And somebody from the United States may say, okay. In reality, it should cost you the equivalent of 60 cents. So she's probably just doing that. She's probably going, no, I know what it actually should be. It should be 60 cents, not $20.
Yeah, and we had this conversation with another couple while we were over in Turkey, because Egyptian culture, Turkish culture, and Thai culture are very similar in that haggling is sort of assumed as a lot of part of the transactions. So my approach to that is I have a stronger currency and I can afford to pay a little more than a local would. I don't want to get ripped off, so I'll haggle a little bit. So we're both more or less taking advantage of the business transaction. I'm paying less than I think I should. They're getting less than they think they should. Everybody's unhappy as much as they're happy.
Haggling is probably
Geese's favorite thing in the world.
Number one. You ooze excitement.
It is probably the most anxiety-inducing thing you would have to do to me. If I had to haggle something, oh my God.
I bet Taylor and I would have so much fun haggling just on the marketplace of somewhere. It's just, no, I'm good. Across the street, they got it for 50 rupees less.
Yeah.
When
my friend, no, come back. I'll give you a good deal.
My friend, oh my God. I was about to say my friend Michael.
Yeah?
My good friend Michael, when he gets rich and he takes me traveling around the world, you can do the haggling for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where are we going to haggle? Yep. All right, Clambos, let's move on to It's a Pokemon episode.
Geese,
it's a Pokemon episode.
Pokemon episode. Geese, please tell us the name of the episode in English.
Scarlet and Violet.
A sudden picnic.
Or in Japanese, Picnic wa Totsuzen ni. Clambos, the ship is goofed. Oh no, the fin's all messed up. Guess what we learned though? Oreo made this whole ship herself out of a fishing boat?
Out of Gramps' fishing boat.
Oh my God.
We love a crafty queen.
Taylor loves Oreos no matter what.
Very true.
Clambos, this ship repair is going to take a little while. Dot gets on the phone and says, guys, look, it'll probably take about a day. So what does Frito say? Geese, it's going to take a day. I got an idea. What activity are we going to partake in today?
Picnic.
It's picnic time. And Ludlow is going to watch the ship, along with Dot, because Dot never leaves, obviously.
It went so in line with what I was already feeling about the episode, where it was just going to be a clip recap thing. And Ludlow saying, Sometimes when you're on an adventure, you need a little break. And it's just very funny that we had such a slow burn for overall plot progression. One episode has half of it have interesting stuff happen. And they're like, okay, we got to take a breather, everybody.
It is honestly pretty bold of them to have a clip show heavy episode for only the 13th episode of the series.
I'm impressed. But the whole thing isn't a clip show, just the beginning. It was interesting because in this episode, I don't know if I honestly think there's something we are unaware of. Because if you watch, they do the clip show of important things, and Liko also does a full introduction of every character to the audience.
Yeah, it's her little inner monologue at the beginning covers any need for that.
So I think there's something to that. An example I can think of is I know that The Office, when they knew that they were going to follow the Super Bowl one year, they knew that a year ahead of time. So when they wrote the script for that episode, they made sure that in the introduction, it made very clear all of the characters, their personalities and their relationships to one another, because they knew they were going to get a lot of people watching that don't normally watch the show. So I wonder, are they doing this just because they took that 2-week break and they think, oh, we're going to find new people after 2 weeks? Or did it change networks or times? I don't know.
Also, this is the first time they had it where the Pokemon seminar was before the outro.
I'm glad you said that because I felt like I was going a little crazy.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was just an editing on the website we use or what was going on. I thought, oh no, am I going to have to hunt this down?
It was different because when I went to the second part, the answer, before he didn't say, now that we're back after ads, like that was new.
Oh, yeah, I guess they just changed it for that episode.
Sometimes in anime, they'll do season shifts, like mid-season shifts. Sometimes they'll change like the intro outro in anime, and sometimes I guess they could do other things as far as like changing the episode format.
Well, anyway, we're at a picnic. We're by Levincia, and it's very pretty. A nice view on the cliff by the nice little town. This city is where Ayano, the very famous streamer, is the gym leader. So you Clambos better get ready for this.
Rhino. Ooh.
No.
Gamer.
Her name is Ayano.
Ayano. That's a sick
like Ayano. I don't know.
Oh, like I don't know. Well, that's still sick.
But she's also electric type, so Ion. It's sick.
That's cool. And streaming requires electricity.
And an internet connection. So they are like really enjoying their view on their picnic. Do you think they're more happy about the view because they're on an airship all the time, so they have to have just the best view imaginable? Or are they excited about being in nature or just off the ship?
They're excited about the food because
Yes,
my god. Oh my god, Clambos Murdoch has the biggest spread of picnic ingredients you could possibly ever imagine. Just like in the video games, he has every picnic ingredient you can buy from the store just ready to roll.
And that was the beginning of the end for me. God, when I saw those loaves of bread, I was just done. I knew exactly what I was having for the rest of the day.
Oh my god, are we going to get some Pokemon eggs, some baby pokes? Because as you Clambos know, if you make a picnic in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, little eggs are going to appear in your basket.
I thought it gives you like powers or something.
That too. That's when you make a sandwich, Geese. If you make a sandwich, you can make yourself a shiny sandwich and make a bunch of shiny Pokemon appear. It's very sick.
I wonder if they're going to incorporate that into the anime. That'd be sick.
I thought they were going to do it for this episode because I knew sandwich making was big in the game. I wonder if I was wondering if Fuecoco or Sprigatito was going to get a new move or something.
I don't think anybody's holding mirror herbs, but in any case, this episode makes me want to shiny hunt because I've been having that itch to make some shiny sandwiches.
'Tis the season.
Shiny sandwiches.
Sandwiches.
You guys need to watch that guy narrate some stuff.
Guys, I have a question before we move on.
Yes, Geese?
What's your go-to sub when you order a sub at a restaurant or a chain or a sub shop, etc.?
So for me, it's going to depend on my aims. If I'm trying to have like a really light sandwich, if I'm doing a lot of like physical stuff, then I'll do something with chicken breast. Otherwise, it's the traditional thing that I'm going to make today, which is a bunch of pepperoni and salami, just like spiced meat and oregano, red Italian.
Chicken parm is probably the best sandwich, but roast beef and turkey also very, very good.
So, okay, question. In
Okay,
a
now-
roast beef and turkey sandwich, what is the turkey bringing to the
I
experience?
also have that question.
I don't know. Ask Jimmy John's. Their bootlegger club is the best one they have, and it's roast beef and turkey. Super good.
Interesting.
The little sauce they put on it, or it's not sauce. What do you call it? It's like a vinaigrette consistency. Just a liquid.
Probably a vinaigrette.
Yeah, probably a vinaigrette.
I do like a good Italian sub.
Okay. What I have written down here, Clambos, is poor Liko. She makes such a fine looking normal sandwich and she just gets ripped to shreds. Everybody's making fun of her basic sandwich with nothing on it and talking about how sick Roy's sandwich is, even though Roy makes this absolute spaghetti burger monstrosity 15 tiers high.
I do love a good spaghetti sandwich.
Well, let's not go too crazy with the lies. I like
No.
Roy as a character too, Geese.
No, you put some spaghetti between two pieces of garlic bread.
I don't
put
follow.
some sauce on it. It's very good.
Yum, yum, yum.
I have two real quick things to say. One, Liko's sandwich is perfect. A simple sandwich is the best.
Except she put ketchup on it.
Yeah,
was
but
like,
she's
what?
she's got a bunch of issues she's working through. You've heard the inner monologue. Two,
That's true.
what the heck is Roy doing?
Oh no, Clambos, his bread fell. But Clambos, Taylor, Geese, fun fact for you. Here is something interesting about the video game.
Yes.
You have to assemble your own sandwiches, so if you want the shiny boost or whatever, you need to be careful when you place the ingredients. So if it falls off, and you don't get a redo, you'd have to make a whole new sandwich just like in the anime. But you have to carefully place each individual pickle, each individual lettuce or whatever. If it falls off the sandwich, you're not going to get the effect. You're going to get some different effect and it's not going to be as good or whatever. But here's the thing. You can make any single sandwich, and it has physics. The sandwich has physics when you're making it, so if you put too much weight on one thing, it can fall over. But the secret is, any sandwich you make can be an open-faced sandwich. So if you're making a shiny sandwich and you're putting on all these ingredients, the trick is, when you get to the top bun, the top bread, just throw it off to the side, and you'll still get all the same effects. So that's what I recommend Roy should have done. Should have made an open-faced sandwich, and he probably would have caught that watch roll. Spoilers for the future.
Is that like a hidden mechanic or?
I don't think they say it. No, I don't think they say that you don't need the top bread.
I was really wondering about like the top layer of bread falling off and him saying, "You gotta start over."
Well, if it was just the top layer of bread, he wouldn't have to start over, but he knocked over some other food when he tried to put on the top bread. I was laughing because they're going on about, what sandwich you eat determines your personality. Some real Japanese blood type astrology going on over here.
It's
Frito
okay.
is eating a sandwich that's hot dogs wrapped in bacon, maybe? Clambos, they're sharing the sandwiches with the Pokemon, just like in the game, and we get a giant round of applause after Captain Pikachu's 10 out of 10 review of the meat sandwich. Then we get budget cuts and time restraints for a bunch of flashbacks for the first episode and a few other episodes that tell us everything we already know.
But did you know that Liko has a Nyong'ga?
Her name is Sprigatito. But
Sprigatito?
I was laughing at Liko saying to herself, "Wow, I never imagined I'd be brave enough to eat a sandwich." She's just changed so much, Clambos. Oh my god, Roy is losing it over his ancient Rayquaza Monster Ball, Pokeball. We get some more clip show stuff, and then we see the Pokes playing with the ancient Pokeball, and then they do a selfie. It's selfie time, Clambos. Let's send it to Dot. Look how much fun we're having. And it's kind of sad because
It is sad.
Roy just wants Dot to have fun, on the picnic. He wishes she was there, but Liko says, I'm trying to respect her feelings. I know she thinks it's a pain to leave her room.
I can relate.
And oh my God, even though Fuecoco already ate sandwiches from the picnic, he's still hungies.
Just because he's a glutton.
No. And Geese. Roy
Yeah.
makes a sandwich for Fuecoco, but we see some sneaky feet off in the distance and some running. What happens right as Fuecoco's about to take a bite of the sandwich?
A bird steals it and runs away.
The electric flying type Pokemon, Watchroll, which I think one of the coolest names for its evolution. I've already said it. Do either of you remember?
Thunderbird.
Watchroll evolves into Kilowattrel.
Kilowatt. I get it.
Oh my God, the Wattrel stole the food. But at least it's cute. That's a cute little Wattrel. I love the way he waddles away. Liko has a heartfelt plea to everyone that she wants Dot and Ludlow to come join them for the picnic. Then we cut to Wattrel running with the sandwich past a Rookie D and a summer form Deerling, a Skiplume, a Marill, some Magnemites, and a Shroodle. We get a very dramatic confrontation at the cliff's edge over the water between Wattrel and Fuecoco and Roy. Oh man, looks like the Wattrel wants to battle. Roy pulls out his Pokedex. The Pokedex says that he has he likes to electrify prey in the ocean. That's terrifying.
That's pretty sick.
Fuecoco uses Stomping Tantrum. Oh, Fuecoco, you fool. It's a flying type. A ground type move's not going to do anything. The Wattrel just flies up in the air. And then Wattrel uses a move. Now, Clambos, I'm guessing that this move it's using is Uproar because I know Wattrel can't learn Hyper Voice. Basically, it's just screaming super loud. And to combat the loud screaming, Roy and Fuecoco decide to start singing the Fuecoco song real loud. And this is terrible for every Pokemon in the entire city. All the Pokemon they ran past earlier are just losing it and all just run away from this terrible sound.
Somehow Roy is fine.
Oh, no, he's clasping his ears
he's
for
dying.
dear life. He hurts his ears, too. God, Wattrel looks so cute sitting on his little butt. There's this real cute little scene. Geese, this whole time, he was just real hungies. That's why he took the sandwich.
I don't think he can fly.
No, Geese. I drew a little crying emoji in my notes. And his little tumbo rumbles.
You don't think he... Oh, yeah, you might be right, Geese. Because I was thinking he was running specifically to antagonize Hogator into a fight.
Fuecoco, of course. I think Geese is onto something I didn't think of, but that makes a lot of sense.
Yes, it does.
Because we only see him running away with the sandwich. We don't see him flying.
You see him do a little jump hop to avoid the ground type of move. Then Geese, Roy splits the sandwich in half, and then what does Fuecoco do?
Fuecoco gives one of the halves of the sandwiches to the bird, and he eats it, and then the bird also eats the other half of the sandwich that Fuecoco was supposed to eat.
They got him, Clambos.
I forgot to mention earlier how much I was laughing at Fuecoco because Roy was handing him a sandwich and Fuecoco takes the biggest eyes closed wind up to a bite I've ever seen in my life when Thunderbird steals it.
Wattrel, let's learn Pokemon with Look, Listen, Cast with Geese Guyera. His name's Wattrel.
And Fuecoco. Watchroll.
Then, Clambos, we get a sad walk back. But don't worry, Fuecoco, Roy will make us another new sandwich. It'll be fine. But Geese, going back to your theory from before, what do they see up in the sky and then wonder to themselves?
All the other birds, and they're flying together.
But how come the Wattrel that they were hanging out with and battling isn't flying with them?
Who's to say?
Is he a loner? Dottie, a rebel? Then we cut to a Neato Thing video. She's teaching viewers about picnics, but Geese, there's something wrong in her performance on this video. Quaxley has to stop the video. Her heart's not in it. She doesn't know anything about picnics. She's never been on a picnic. She doesn't know what it's
sad.
She doesn't know what it's like to be on a picnic with friends.
At least she looks incredibly sick when she has her hair pulled back.
She does, but my question is, how many eyebrows does she have? Because I took a picture and I counted like 4 or 6.
I was going to say it's like 4.
I can't tell what those lines are on her face. Then Liko texts her that have you ever she texts Liko and says, hey, we got some sandwiches for you and it's in the meeting room. So if you want to have a fun picnic, please just go in there. And luckily for Liko, what happens to Dot's Tumbo, Geese?
She gets hungry.
And she builds up the courage to walk out to the meeting room expecting a fully made sandwich. But instead, it's just all the ingredients and she has to make it herself. She doesn't know how to make a sandwich, Clambos. What's she gonna do?
In this economy?
Got him. And then Ludlow comes in, our favorite old man. He tells Dot that he got invited to the picnic too. Clambos, the moral of today's episode is you don't need to be outside to have a picnic. But Quaxley wants to eat, so Dot better get to making a sandwich. And in Clambos, Dot blushes a little bit after Ludlow calls her Liko's friend. Then we cut to the outdoor picnic with everyone else. Dot texted Liko a picture of her in the Neato Thing suit with Ludlow and Quaxley and a bunch of sandwiches. At this point, I thought, wow, what a cute episode. But Geese, what does Liko glean from this message from Dot?
Almost the right thing.
She says, what a great Neato Thing costume that Dot has. Wow, she must be a huge fan.
Liko's so confused. At first, she thinks, oh my God, did Dot invite Neato Thing over to the Great Salami while I was gone? And then she said, oh no, I'm such a fool. It has to be that suit that she has because she's such a fan.
And Murdoch kind of whispers to Frito, like, we'll just let Dot spell it out for her.
Yeah, let her figure it out, as Captain Pikachu just can't believe that this girl still hasn't figured it out. We cut back to a Neato Thing video, and now, Clambos, ever since she had her own picnic with her friends and trading selfies back and forth and actually trying to put herself out there, she actually has the Genki spirit in her and she can make a picnic video for everyone. Oh my God. We see that Murdoch and Fritos are watching the little video and they're talking about being so proud.
I wish I had the courage to make a picnic video.
Oh. Murdoch and Frito talk about how both Dot and Liko are growing up. Roy finally makes it back from the Wattrel journey, tells Liko the story of everything that happened, and as they're starting to walk back to the Great Salami, Geese, what can't Roy get off his mind?
That bird. That Wattrel.
He's got to go back to him, Geese, see what's going on, maybe catch him, hopefully. Captain Pikachu says, Pikachu, to this. And Frito says, Roy is becoming more discerning with Pokemon. Everyone's growing.
But mostly Roy.
Well, Frito kind of mutters under his breath that everyone's growing. And Liko says, what'd you say? And Frito says, no, nothing. I wouldn't worry about it. And Liko cracked me up because she says, nani, 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 nani. Just what in Japanese? Very funny. She wanted to know what he was saying about her. And then Taylor, who do we cut to? I'll give you a hint. He's evil and he has green hair.
Well, I thought it was a very interesting opening for a villain in an episode because there was no sense of drama to it whatsoever. I'm so used to years of Team Rocket and their elaborate schemes and their grand introductions to see this nefarious person just casually walking.
Oh, yeah. He's out in the daylight. He's a day walker.
He has a sick ponytail.
He's got a goofball hair. I can't figure out what's going on with it.
Yeah, I can't either. It looks fluffy, though.
He's got some
It
glasses.
does.
He's got sort of an effeminate voice. Kinda. It's tough. He's a mystery, Clambos. But
Good old Gibeon.
But he's by. Are we 100% sure that's Gibeon? A hundo?
I'm gonna say 80.
We're 80% sure this character is named Gibeon.
Yeah, because it wouldn't make sense to have all this mystery without knowing who it is, and then just have the reveal be, oh, it's just another henchman.
But he's by the great salami. And
We be like, he's bi, and we love that for him.
I thought, yeah, I think.
Oh my! He's got 1,000,000 magnetons, just a boatload of magnetons, causing all sorts of havoc on the ship. Clambos. Oh no! He says, "A fair wind blows for me," and then
he farted.
Geese. What's Grandma gonna say?
I'm just imagining you scampering off while
Then we cut to Captain Pikachu and Frito by the wheel of the boat, the command center. But the bar of progress that we thought was going to be finished by the time we ate the picnic, it hasn't moved hardly at all, Clambos. Oh no, oh man. And then
there's some very dramatic music.
Very. I'm on the edge of my seat. What does Dot say about the ship, Geese?
They never work again.
To be continued. Oh my God, we're in for it next week. What's going to happen?
I hope they talk about why Dot said that instead of just catastrophizing.
She must see something in the tea leaves over here that says, "Oh no, we're going to need a brand new motherboard. We got to replace the
there's no
wiper fluid. We got to change out the blinker fluid. It's done.
Get some more RAM."
Geese, please let us know. Oh, by the way, that's the end of the episode. Cute episode by the end. Like I said, I enjoyed it. Geese, please tell us what Uncle Frito's seminar this week is.
Today's seminar is on the magnet Pokemon, Rare Coil, or in English,
Magneton.
Fun fact, according to the image in this segment, Magneton weighs 60 kilograms.
It's a big boy.
Its powerful magnetic forces can affect certain common appliances, such as A, TVs, B, washing machines, or C, fridges.
The answer, of course, Clambos, is D, all of the above.
Yep. Trick question, yet again.
You failed. I'm sorry, Clambos.
I got this one wrong because I thought it was going to be just TVs.
No.
Oh, I thought it was everything.
Magneton's a bit genius Taylor. Elevated genius, excuse me.
It's all of the dumb things in every question. They're all saying, "Oh, it's everything. It's everything."
Not every time. Arboliva was not kind, savage, and mean. So there you go.
Well, it depends on who you ask. But
Right. Then we see a cute picture of Captain Pikachu trying to pull a Magneton off of the very magnetic nose pass, as we've discussed before. It has magnetic poles always facing north. And he's trying to pull off the Magneton, and all the ship's controls are all smoking and electrifying, and oh my God, it's big trouble. Oh. And that is that. Clambos, thank you so much for listening to us talk about this episode. What are your final thoughts on the episode, Geese?
I liked it when Michael... I don't know why I'm talking about you in a different person. When my friend Michael told me that it was going to be a clip show, I was a little worried, but I think it wasn't too bad. And I think it did highlight the kids' growth. So it was cute.
I think they had the same problem that I mentioned this earlier, the same problem they did last episode, where half of the episode is not super interesting and the other half is pretty interesting. But they've returned to their previous pacing.
My great idea, here's a plan for them. Cut out the uninteresting half. Just give us 10-minute episodes. Good to go.
That would be
It works
great.
for Star Wars Clone Wars.
Very sick, very sick. All right, Clambos, let's go ahead and move on to the wrap-up.
Thank you all for listening. You can find us on social media at Look Listen Cast on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Thank you to Keith for our artwork. You can find him on twitch.tv/KeithSquared.
Shouts out to Professor Ticklebits for the website. And what other things, Taylor?
Oh, nothing that big. He doesn't do that much except for the boilerplate.
Oh my God, you can watch his streams on twitch.tv/prof_ticklebits. Come on.
How much do you think how much convincing would it take to change his name to Professor Boilerplate?
He's done it before.
He can't change his name again for another 6 months. So.
He does it too much. They put a limit every other week.
Thank you to our supporters. You can support us by going to looklistencast.com and clicking the link for Spotify for podcasters and or anchor.fm. Thank you so much. Glambos, recommend this podcast to your friends and family, mainly nephews and grandmas.
Also, on the day of recording this, happy National Girlfriend Day to all the girlfriends.
Shouts out.
I just yelled so loud, and grandmother's geese, and I forgot I was muted.
Very sick. Happy Grandma's Day for your girlfriend. Clambos, every Friday we publish this, and every Friday there's a question at the end of the episode. This week's question comes from Elton John. Taylor, would you please read Elton John's question?
Of course I will. I would love to. And here we are with a question from Pant Cup Bubbles.
Elton John.
Why don't more Pokemon wear clothing?
Good question.
With no question mark makes it so good.
I think they should wear more clothing, to be honest. At least hats.
To be fair, there are a couple games, such as the Ruby and Sapphire remakes, where you could dress up all your Pikachus in cute little, let's say Nacho Libre, luchador wrestling masks. You can have the Pikachus in pretty little frilly dresses with a parasol and a big fancy hat. You can, in Let's Go Pikachu Eevee, you can give your little Pikachu or your little Eevee little clothes, little hat. It's very cute. So there are some Pokemon that wear clothes. And I think others, maybe they want to. So yes, I completely agree. Why don't we? I guess maybe for the next Switch console or the next... Oh my God, that scared me. The Google Home Assistant yelled at me, please log in through the Google Home app. And
I'm sorry.
I almost died. Why are you sorry, Taylor?
Is that my Google Home?
It's not yours, no. I don't think it is. I bought several of them because Amazon had a price error. And they were, I think, $1 or something.
I got one of those.
Yeah.
I have one there, and I think I have two here.
Way to go, Amazon Echo.
I'm using none of them.
I'm guessing they just don't want to code all these different clothing items for all the different Pokemon, but maybe in the next Nintendo console out next year, for the next Pokemon games, we'll get more clothing options, and it'll be great.
I can see them testing that and having test audiences experiment with it and just not finding it worth it at all.
God, that'd be so sick. You're going into battles with your Steelix, and he's wearing a big old cowboy hat.
Sailor's hat.
People adore Pokemon in clothes. So this is, I mean, you're leaving money on the, not that Pokemon needs money, but they're leaving money on the table because that Pokemon MOBA game, all the Pokemon are always in goofy outfits and people love them. For instance, Southern Gentleman Blastoise was by far one of the most popular Pokemon ever. People are following.
That sounds so sick.
It is.
I would love to dress up Baidu.
People are tripping all over themselves. I mean, you could, and I'm not saying they should, but you could theoretically have microtransactions that are cosmetic only, and people would lose their minds. That's all I'm saying. The main games, you probably don't want to do that because then there's going to be even more people trying to hack, and that would be weird. Although, actually, if you introduce microtransactions, doesn't that mean that it's a way bigger deal if someone does hack, and thus it's going to happen less? Right?
Oh, that's that's actually very interesting.
Because you're totally breaking the law at that point. If you go into a game with cosmetics, like if you're playing a game of Fortnite, what are the chances the person you're playing against hacked their costume? Right? Like that's not common, right?
I don't even know how costumes work.
But Pokemon's a single player game, or not. I mean, you do play with other people, but it's not an online only game where you're just constantly refreshing costumes, doing checks and whatnot. But I think it's a good idea. Clambo, sound off. Please send your emails. I guess it's time to wrap up. Does anybody have any closing statements before Geese has to run off and eat or go to somewhere else and travel and get on a plane or poop?
The
Yeah,
defense
I'm-
and judge rest.
I'm going on a plane to poop.
All right. Hey,
They have the best bathrooms.
there's some people out there who can't poop unless they're on a plane, so they have TSA
And
pre-check.
I'm one of hundreds. So
Yeah.
okay, bye.
Okay, goodbye, everybody. See you next Friday.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Geese,
Goodbye.
Bye.
we just need a third from Geese and we're good.
Goodbye.
Yeah, that last one was good. That had some goof troop energy.
Howdy, y'all. It's me, Geese Pete. Thank you for listening to the Geese Pete Productions podcast.
Geese Peep Enterprises, doing business as Peep Industries, together with its subsidiaries, is a diversified worldwide entertainment company with operations in media networks, talent management, parks and resorts, multimedia entertainment, and consumer products and interactive media. Geese Peep Enterprises is a Dow 30 company.